the time management for eBay sellers. And this is the same presentation that I presented in Las Vegas for the eBay radio seminar. So thanks for taking the time out of your busy day tonight, for joining me. And those that don't know me, my name is Danna Crawford, and my website is powersellingmom.com. Stay tuned at my website. I just have a new website being developed, so I can't wait till it rolls out. But for now, please bookmark it, stop by. You can send questions to me right directly from my website. You can also schedule an appointment. I do consignment selling, and I'm also a consultant, and all my stuff's there. But, special thanks to Constant Contact. You may have seen the name Pamela Starr. She works at Constant Contact, and they actually are providing the webinar service. So I really am greatly appreciative to them. And I've been with Constant Contact since 2007, and I became an authorized local expert with them. And I teach people email marketing. So that's what I was doing an hour ago. I had a client out of California, and I just got her set up for email marketing. So if anybody needs help with that, you can book a consulting session directly from my website. Okay, moving right along. And also don't forget to give me a shout out on all the social media sites. I'm all over Twitter, Facebook, and now my new love is Periscope. That's my new addiction. And besides doing all of that, I just became the development director / fundraising coordinator. I have such a long title for our local food bank, and I'm very honored to be a part of this. And September coming up is our Hunger Awareness Month, so I'm going to be you're going to see me all over blasting hunger stuff. But I actually went to the food bank. I went to a meeting to their board, and I went there to tell them about eBay Giving Works and to tell them about how they can raise funds on eBay, and also how they can raise funds with getting donations using email marketing. So I went there to give them my little presentation, and next thing I know, they were handing me a job application and said, please, we need this position filled, and we want you. So I was like, oh, great, another hat to add to my life. But it's very easy to me, and I can work from home, and it's something that I'm very passionate about. And the first event that I went to and saw all these hungry people, I was in tears because I had no idea that there was so much going on in our community. And now I'm so happy to be able to to help feed the needy and the hungry. But that's that. But why are we here today? Okay, we are here because that clock is ticking, and I know we only have a special amount of time. So finding the time to actually do your social media can be challenging, and that's what most business owners face. So however, we know you're eager to find the time. Constant Contact asked, they did a They did a survey, and they asked a group of other partners how important social media marketing was to their business, and an astonishing 78% of them said it's incredibly important to market using social media. So you figure, how do you find the time? How do you manage running your own business along with social media marketing demands and still have time for other activities and a life of your own, right? So this is where I come in. I'm here to help you save time implementing an effective social media strategy and help you to execute it in a timely manner. So you are actually here to you're taking the time right now, everybody, 8 o'clock, you were all here, Eastern Standard Time, taking the time right now so that you can save time later. And that's what this is all about. You're taking the time now to learn and then become get excited, because you know how I am. I get all excited about learning something new. Every day is a day of learning. You stop learning, then you die. So we don't want that to happen. So you want to keep learning, and that's why we're here today. So all of this is copyright protected. I do try to I do try to protect everything that I create. I work hard for my creations. So if you are interested in sharing it at all, I appreciate, if it's on a public domain, then by all means. Also, just please don't, well, of course, we're not at a live event, so you can't tag me or take a photo, but if you want to do a screenshot, that's fine. And I don't mind. I appreciate a shout out on Twitter to tell everybody that you're at one of my webinars. So, all right, so enough with the legal stuff. Also, a recorded copy of the presentation will be provided by email. So everybody will receive a copy of today's presentation. So here we are, our agenda. We're here to learn about saving time, how to schedule your time, get organized, because that's what it's all about, is getting organized, and simplifying your time, simplifying your life. That's what I'm always saying. How can I simplify this? How can I make this easier? And of course, we do all this so that we can enjoy life. And that's what it's all about. It's all about getting things together so that we can enjoy life. I just want to, okay, great. Enjoy life. So, here's where we go. How do you jug it all, Danna? I get this question all the time. How do you do it? I'm not Wonder Woman. I wish I was, but I'm not Wonder Woman. And now you're going to be, if you're going to look at this list, and I bet many of you are in the same position. You think, okay, I got to list items on eBay, right? Number one. I got to get my shipping done. And then the phone rings. It never fails. I'm trying to do something. I've got phone calls coming in. Plus, I have to clean the house now and then. I got to get the bills paid. So I've got to do, this is just a small list. I know some of you have children. Some of you have elderly relatives that you care for. You've got all of these things. And then how do you do marketing on top of all of this? It's like, come on, right? Well, this is why we're here today, because we're going to go over how you do juggle it all. And sometimes it's just a matter of taking a step back and say, okay, let's get our eggs in a row, as they say. So the number one, and I know those of you that know me know how I go on about this, but I swear this is my lifesaver. And even today, I had to set the timer. I'm always setting my timer, and I call this the timer method. So I used to start with a kitchen clock, and, if you have the old school kitchen clock, that's great. Or if you have the iPhone or whatever smartphone, there is a timer right on there. And what I do is I just grab my phone and I say, set my timer for 20 minutes. Now I put on my watch. I have an iPhone watch. And so I just turn that and I'll say, set my timer. So I have that as the main screen on my watch so that I can set my timer quickly, because that's how I live my life. And I'll say, set my timer for 20 minutes, set my timer for an hour, whatever it is, you are going to need a timer. And we're going to go into more details on that in a minute. The other thing, the next thing you're going to need is a calendar, an easy calendar that's easy for you to write on, when it's got plenty of room. I know when I first started, I used to go to the office supply store and buy that big calendar that actually goes on a desk, but I would put it on the wall because it had so many big squares, and that's what I used to use. And now, of course, I use a smaller calendar. But the next thing is to get organized. So here we are. The next step is to get organized. And by doing that, I mean tidy up the house. Now, I have gotten my system down pat. I'm not a real tidy person, and I'm sure my husband would say yes to that too. So I have a cleaning lady that comes And so this is something that you can, work hard for and have it be a part of your plan. But I have a cleaning lady that comes, and we have them come every 6 weeks. And that's just someone to come in and get the fur balls, because we have cats, get the fur balls out and just do the major dusting and all of that kind of thing. In 6 weeks, as long as you can get a company, we have a company, and it's $120, and they clean our whole house every 6 weeks. And my husband and I split that. So then it's not so bad. So the thing is, though, when you are getting yourself together after this presentation, the first step is to get organized. You want to clean up the house, get your office area tidy, your work area, your shipping, and don't forget your vehicle. And the thing is, when you have everything clean and tidy, you are more productive. And I didn't make that up. That's like statistics say. But it's true, because the more organized your area is, the more excited you are to work in it. I know when my desk is all cleaned off and I'm all ready to roll and I sit down, it makes me feel so much better and productive. Next, you want to have a to-do list. So this is where you start thinking about this. You have your list of things that you need to accomplish today, or a list for things tomorrow. I have notepads that I keep practically in every room, and I'll grab them and say, okay, I've got the grocery list going. I noticed we're out of this or we're out of that, and I start adding it to the list. The same thing goes in your everyday life of things that you need to get done. Maybe that list doesn't need to go on your Google Calendar, but it can just go on a little piece of paper to remind you, or you can pin it to your bulletin board or to your calendar, which we're going to go into more in a minute. And then the other thing we're going to talk about are goals. Now, everyone should have your short-term goal, things that you need to accomplish on a short amount of time. You'll have your daily goal. It's like, okay, I need to get all of this done today. My goal for the week, my goals for the month, the yearly goals, long-term goals, and then a dream goal. So as you're going through this list, I think it was Barbara that had to make 2 trips to go get stuff for her, because she got such good stuff at a garage sale. So she had to make 2 trips because her car filled up. So her goal is going to be to get a bigger car. So the thing is, if you have, I know I had a goal to get a brand new car, and I just love the Kia Soul, and I really wanted one, and I think it's so cute, and I wanted to be like the hamsters. So I really wanted one of those cars. So my goal was to get one, but I would not allow myself, my goal was to be able to get it in December. And my goal was to have a certain amount of money to put down on it so that my payments were as low as possible. And I was actually able to buy it in November. And now my goal is to have it paid off in a year and a half or less. So that is the fun thing, and it keeps you focused going forward. It's like, okay, I really want this. So you set that goal to get it, and it can be achieved, whether, like I said, long-term, short-term. And I live for vacations. So like next week, my husband and I are going away on a little mini trip to St. Augustine. And so my goal is to have this done before I leave. And just by staying focused on events coming up, I'm able to create goals. So in your life, everybody here is different. They have different situations. So your goal could be, to be able to buy this for this child or this for this person. Whatever it is, you can do it. Now here's the other thing. How many people, of course I can't see everybody here, but usually I say, how many people sleep till noon? And a lot of people do. And I used to be there. I used to do it. But the thing is, you've got to see the day in. And once I adjusted my world around to getting up in the morning, now I am a morning person. Sometimes I'm up as early as 5 a.m. because I'm so excited about my goals for the day. And right now I'm really excited about getting some listings done and getting sorted. sorting through some new stuff that we just got yesterday. So I can't wait to get up in the morning and see the day in. And some people, though I used to be there, next thing I know, it's 4 a.m. The thing is, you want to start having a routine. And when you start having a routine, you are more productive, and you actually end up saving more time in your day, in your life, and getting more done and being more productive by having a routine. So generally, I'll get up in the morning, and first thing I do is grab my phone and take a look at my calendar. And then I have to have coffee. I'm sorry. I have to have coffee. So I'll first have my coffee, and then I'll look at my calendar, and I'll look at my list. Okay, what do I need to, focus, get the clouds out of my brain, and what do I need to get done today? And this is what helps me get focused and set for the day and get motivated. And then this is where you would prioritize the tasks of the day, okay? I'll look at my calendar and say, okay, I have a 3 o'clock appointment. I have a 6 o'clock appointment. Okay, so between now and lunchtime, I can get 10 eBay listings done, or I can get 20 eBay listings done before 7 p.m. So let's break it up into 3 before snack time, whatever it is. But this is how you prioritize. Then you're going to check your calendar. This is the other thing, checking your calendar. Now, I use my Google Calendar, and then I also have my wall calendar to help me keep focused and to keep track of my funds, but I'll go into that in a minute. And then remember to set the timer. Every task that you're doing, say, okay, I'm only going to spend 20 minutes on this, or okay, I've got to go answer some questions on my email. I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and I'm going to give my complete, undivided 30-minute attention to that task. And if the phone rings, I'm going to ignore it because I'm zoomed in and in the zone with my timer for that task. So as I mentioned about the calendar, I'm really big on this, and because I've been doing it for 18 years now of my eBay life, and this seriously works for me. So I just love sharing it with everybody. So when I first started, the stay-at-home mom, or before I became a stay-at-home mom, I was, the single mom, 3 kids, 3 jobs, and then I came home and I said, okay, I need to pay my mortgage, I need to pay my electric, I have my water, whatever your bills are, you total them up and put that on your calendar. And when you have that grand total up there and say, okay, this is what I need to survive, so I've got to make this amount of dollars, whatever it is. And then as you're selling on eBay, each day you add to your calendar. So it's like, okay, I made $50 on the first, I didn't make any money the second, I made $100 on the third, didn't make any money the fourth, I made $200 on the fifth. This is just an example now. Hopefully you're making money every day. And then at the end of the week, you total up how much money you made. So you made $350 this week. So now I'm going to subtract that $350 from my $1,250 total off to the left, and now I need $900 to get to my goal. So now I'm motivated, I'm focused. Okay, now we're focused. I need $900, and I can start the next week. And I carry this on until my goal is met. Now, when I was, working hard to get my bills paid, and once my goal was met, many times it would be met in the middle of the month, and it's like, okay, whew, relax. I've paid enough now to get my bills paid. Now I can get those shoes that my kids need, or pay for that dress for the dance, or whatever the situation is. It's all icing on the cake because I've met my goal, I've met my bills, which was the priority to survive. So I do this all month long, and then this is my little holiday I created, and it's called Power Listing Day. And Power Listing Day falls on the last week of the month that lets you make money for it to count that month. So Power Listing Day would be the last day of the month for a 7-day auction. So if I listed a 7-day auction on the 23rd, it would end on the 30th, which would be the last day of the month, which would mean money to count for that month. And as I mentioned, the middle of the month, if I made enough money, then the rest of the money is icing on the cake. This also goes in the direction, if I didn't make enough money, then it's time to get out and hustle and go out and find some more stuff. And I would just head right to the thrift stores, and I swear God was always looking out for me, because I would just pray, please show me this stuff so that I can get my bills paid, and he always pulled through. So the thing is, you can get out there and hustle to get the stuff you need if it's, you've got enough time. Just remember when that Power Listing Day comes, because that's your last shot for a 7-day auction. So next, you're going to create marketing goals. Now, you also have your calendar with, this is the same calendar, but you're going to have it in a different area. Now, this is a little overloaded, but I just wanted to throw some ideas out there because everybody markets differently. But those of you that have blogs, you could set a goal for, okay, I'm going to do 20 blog posts this month. Those of you that do Facebook, I'm going to do 30 Facebook posts. That means one a day, at least. 60 tweets. That means I'm going to send out 60 tweets on Twitter this month. This could be your goal. And I'm going to try to do 100 eBay listings this month or in a day. I mean, whatever it is, whatever your marketing goal is. 100 pins on Pinterest, 10 collections. That means eBay collections. You're going to write 5 reviews for eBay. This helps you market your eBay business by writing reviews. Creating collections helps you market your eBay business. You have a newsletter. Your newsletter on eBay. Those of you that have eBay stores should be taking advantage of that newsletter and building that list so that you can, send newsletters out. Off eBay, of course, got to go with Constant Contact. And they're running a special right now. So it's 40% off. And they just announced it. And I swear to God, they have not done this only one other time since I've been with them where they've offered 40% off. And it's good till the end of the month. So it's like $12 if you want to take it out for a spin. But just contact me later. So newsletter on and off. And off eBay newsletter, what I do with that is I've experimented a few different ways where I will take people from my PayPal email address and that have paid for, like everybody that's bought blue jeans, and I'll put them on an email list, and then I send them an email, and then I make it clear to them that they can opt out anytime. This is a one-time mailing. They can opt out, and then it's a permission-based email list. And I never, ever, ever email them crap. I only email them when I'm something denim or whatever the list is that I'm mailing. So it is kind of tricky marketing off eBay with an email newsletter with emails that you're getting from PayPal. There's a little trick to it, but it can be done. Next is announcements, and it's good to send an announcement out now and then. And it really helps with, so people think, oh, newsletters, I have to write a whole page of newsletters. I don't know what to write about. You don't need to do a newsletter. You can send an announcement now and then. People love social. People love to hear what's going on in your life. If I had grandbabies, I would be probably bragging about them. I know Marianne has some darling twin girl grandbabies. And I just love seeing her posts about them. People love hearing social. So Marianne, for example, when it's their birthday, she could have, the twins turned 6, and I'm celebrating. So I'm marking everything down 10% for this 24-hour sale in celebration of their birthday. The day that one of my daughters got married, I did a 50% off sale that day only, and I used Markdown Manager. And that's what you can use, those of you that have stores. So you run a sale and have it in a celebration or an announcement about some event in your life. Don't just have, oh, grand sale, 10% off, because, you know, it's all about sale, sale, sale. People get overwhelmed with that word. Give me a reason. Let me hear something about what's going on. I had my daughter getting married sale. It was so funny because then at the wedding, I could feel my phone going off the whole time. Of course, I couldn't have it on at the wedding, but I could feel it vibrating on the table. And I was making sales during the wedding. I loved it. So it's just fun to create things like that. Now, also on your calendar, you have social days. So now everybody kind of does this different. One person may say, every Monday, I'm going to do Twitter. Every Tuesday, I'm going to hang out on Facebook. Every Wednesday, I'm going to hang out on LinkedIn. Whichever way you want to do it. Or you could say, on the 1st, I'm going to do Twitter. And then on the 8th, that week is going to be about YouTube or Instagram or whatever it is. But the main thing is that you have certain days that you call them social days where you engage. And it's really important. You don't just put things out there and buy my product, me, 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 me. You have to talk to people. You want to start a conversation. So what you could do is set your timer for an hour and go to Facebook. And don't be putting up ads and promoting products, but go around and talk to people. Go through your groups, make an appearance, say, hey, how's everybody doing? Look for places that you can comment on. Look in your main news feed. I usually start there with the news feed. And then I just go through the most recent post. And then, hey, that's nice. Congratulations. Thank you. Hello. Whatever it is. And then this is how you have an engagement day. And it's really important that you connect with people so that you're not all about, you can't just go buy my product, me, me, me. You have to engage with people. And I think that some marketers get lost in that fact. And then, of course, set your timer. Make sure that you set your timer when you're doing this. Otherwise, it's going to be 5 a.m. and you're going to be like, oh, my God. And then you wake up, you go to bed at 4 or 5 in the morning, and then guess what? You sleep till noon, and your day's shot, and that's not productive. So you want to comment, compliment, also thank people, tell them how you appreciate them. When someone gives you a kind word, say, I appreciate that. And then now the fun thing is stickers. I love stickers. They're so fun. And then share. If someone puts something up that you think is really worthy to share with your Facebook friends, make sure you share it, because that really is the ultimate compliment. I know I love it. I think, oh, that was so nice of that person to share what I said. And it just makes you feel good, and that's your opportunity to make others feel good. Now, here's another thing that people don't even think about, and it's called curating content. And now I didn't make up this word. So I'm sure some of you have seen the eBay business blog. Now, people will say, oh, I don't know what to put out on Twitter. I don't know what to put out on Facebook. I don't know. I don't know what to do. So you don't have to be original. You can curate content. And what this means is, for example, you go to the eBay business blog, which I'm a blogger at, and you would share a sentence or some kind of something that I said or somebody said at the eBay business blog or Power Selling Mom or someone else's blog or website other than your own. And then you would share what they said and quote it. So this is called, I didn't make this up. You could read about it if you go to contentcurationmarketing.com. And it means that you're reusing someone else's content. Now the important part of doing this, oh, here's the definition. Curating content is simply the act of sharing content written by someone else to increase the amount of information you're sharing with your target audience. So, of course, I'm all about eBay and email marketing, and I'm going to share information about that that would be interesting to my target audience on my Facebook business page. Now, my personal page, I like to share fun stuff. So it's not all, I put a few business things up, but mostly it's fun stuff. And also, never forget to give credit where you took the content from. It's very important. So if I'm going to go to the eBay business blog and I'm going to share a few sentences, then I'm going to make sure it says via, V-I-A, at eBay business blog, or wherever you took it from. If it's Mashable or eBay, just make sure that you share where to give credit back where it came from. Now here is my secret weapon, so pay attention, Ray. This is my secret weapon, and this is called Twitter feed. And this is what has made my life simplified and easy. So you can set up an account. It's 100% free. I don't go into detail how to set it up, but you can go in there and you can feed your blog to Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and more. I personally don't like feeding anything directly to Facebook. I treat Facebook totally differently. But Twitter, anything goes. And a lot of business that I get comes from Twitter. So what I do, and I will show you, after you set up your account, you're going to get what's called an RSS feed. So those of you that have eBay stores, you can go get the RSS feed from your eBay store. So here's what mine looks like. It's www.ebay. You can see in yours when you find it. You give your feed a name, so it's called Danna eBay Store Twitter. That's just what I called it. You call it whatever you want. The public doesn't see it. And then you paste the RSS feed from your eBay store. And then you choose how frequent you want it to go out. So I have mine every 30 minutes, but realistically, it doesn't post every 30 minutes. But it does post every 30 minutes apart that my eBay items are being auto-relisted because I have them on auto-relist. So when my items go live on eBay, the RSS feed is fed through this website, and it'll actually tweet out whatever just was listed. I don't even log into Twitter. I'm probably tweeting right now. I don't even know about it. So this system will let you automatically tweet your eBay listings out to Twitter. And then, let's see. So here's an example. I also took the RSS feed from the eBay business blog because I love their content. Of course, I tweet or I write for them. So I'm going to promote them, anybody that I write for. And when I put their RSS feed in, then I can come in and I can take a look at how productive it was if I want to. I very rarely come over here. But if I wanted to, I have 2 Twitter accounts. So the eBay business blog actually publishes to both Twitter accounts. Power Selling Mom, that's my blog. I have that so that it automatically tweets out what I blogged about. And I used to have it connected to Facebook, and then I disconnected it. So I like having more control over Facebook. And I don't tweet it. I don't send it out to LinkedIn or to the other sites. This is just my personal opinion. And then what happens is it'll come in. I can come in and take a look. So on this particular day, it'll show me that the eBay business blog published to both of those Twitter accounts. One Twitter account had 1 click. The other one had 8 clicks. And then when the eBay business blog wrote about LegalZoom, it went out on both Twitter accounts. One account had 6 clicks. The other one had 11 clicks. So that means that's how many people went back to the business blog from Twitter. And down at the bottom, this was a post that I did, the easy way to sell on eBay, free webinar, 4 clicks. You can see 5 clicks, 4 clicks, 2 clicks. And it lets you see, if you want to check, that it really does work. Sometimes I get hundreds of clicks. It just depends on the title and where it's coming from. So this is something that will make your life easier, and you can market while you sleep. Now, another site that I use is called Hootsuite.com. And I have the app on my phone, which is another thing that I love. I don't use Twitter on my phone, but I do have it set up so that when tweets go out, if somebody mentions me on my Twitter account, I'll get a text alert on my phone. So that way I can, you know, if I need to thank someone or somebody says something bad about me or something, I can go in and I can find out about it right away and address it. And then what I do is I pull up the app to Hootsuite, and I use that because I have several Twitter accounts, and so I can manage all of them from one. Now here's the beauty of Hootsuite. It's free. I actually pay $5.99 a month. I have a paid version. But you can see, you can set up what's called, these are streams. So this first stream is called mentions. This is anybody that mentioned me will show up in this screen. Anybody that mentioned Danna Crawford, it'll show up. And I have that one front and center so that I can address what they mentioned. And then the next one is called retweets. And you can set these up anyway. I'm just sharing with you how I set up my Hootsuite account. And this one is where people that have retweeted me. So this one had one retweet, this one had one retweet. And I can go in there and click on that and thank those people. If it's engagement day where I need to engage with people on Twitter, I can set my timer and come in here and be productive and say, okay, thank you for the retweet, say hello who I need to say hello to. Now this feed is my tweets, and this just lets me pay attention to which one of the tweets went out from my Twitter feed. And then the last one is the scheduled tweets. This is the other beauty of it. When I go to events, like when I was in Las Vegas, I set this up ahead of time so that I was tweeting while I was speaking on the platform. And it was kind of cool how it worked out. So I would just set it up, and the way that it works is you schedule it. And I wrote them before I left. So you can see I had this first one go out at 10 in the morning on June 17th. Said, great time in Vegas. See, I knew ahead of time I was going to have a good time. And so I created it ahead of time. This one was for the 18th because I knew what time I was giving a presentation. So it went giving a presentation on time management for eBay sellers, and then I put the hashtags in. And then also I wrote another one, do you curate your content? I do. And then while having fun in Vegas. So you can actually create all your tweets from a trip you're going on before you go. And then you don't have to worry about it. You're already sending out your tweets. Now, any additional tweets while you're there are a bonus. So here's my little trick. I try to always keep mine on the hour. Actually, this one was 5 minutes after. But I try to keep them on the hour, close to the hour. And then that way, when I'm going to send out an additional tweet, maybe I'm doing something crazy and I want to send it out from my phone, then I'll pay attention to what time it is, because I don't want to send it on the hour or 5 minutes after the hour, because I know that my scheduled posts are going out at that time. So that's when I pay attention to say, okay, I'm going to send this out at quarter after, or you know, on the half hour. Now you can also schedule your eBay listings, and I'm amazed at the amount of people that didn't know this, but I use this a lot. And the way this works is when you choose your 7-day auction or whatever, this is where you would schedule your listing. So I create my listing, I put in the date and time, and whoops, oh, sorry about that. Put in the date and time, and I call this my paid vacation, because whenever we go away, I'll set a bunch of auctions. Last year we went to England, Ireland, and so I set auctions that go off and go live before I got home. And then they, were ending 2 days after I got home. So then that way I would come home to money, because Lord knows I was broke after I got home. But I would come home to money. So if I schedule the vacation and then have auctions running, it works out really great. So one great advice tip that you can take from me not to do when you do this is to never have auctions end the day you come home, because you are so exhausted and you have to do shipping. It's crazy. So make sure that you have at least a couple days of rest, and then your auctions end. So keep that in mind when you're planning that out. And then you can also schedule your Facebook posts on your business page. So I love this. So again, I created it ahead of time, presenting in Las Vegas at the eBay radio party, wrote everything out, added my hashtag, and then I scheduled it. And you can see before you publish, you'll see the ability to schedule, backdate, save draft, and you can schedule it. And it lets you just set everything up. You can even upload the photo. So if you've got, the great thing about this system is you could take the first couple days of the month and you could create your posts for your business page for the whole month. So if your goal is to have 30 posts, one a day, you can, in the first couple days of the month, you could get this done. And you could create them all ahead of time. Like I said, have them start on the hour, so then you'll know if something comes up and you want to add something in addition, then it'll be off the hour. And it's easy as pie. And then you just click on schedule. So your time is valuable, and there's no doubt everyone here has time on their side. Saving time will also help you save money. So according to small business owners like yourself and a survey conducted at Constant Contact, the estimated value of an extra hour in your day equals $273. So my hope is to help you save time while doing your social media so you can benefit from social media and benefit from having more time in your day to do other things for your business. So next, it's hard to break old habits. I know. So the thing is, to break old habits, when it dawns on you that you're wasting time, you have to stop and think. And I still do this today. I've rearranged my house from one end to the other just to make it more simplified. We actually sold our kitchen table, and now we put in just a shipping center, a long table dedicated for shipping, and then I've got a dedicated laptop and a dedicated printer, everything just for that area of the house that is dedicated to shipping. So boom, it's shipping time, we go right to that area, it's all set up, there's no moving stuff about, it makes it a smoother system. Again, taking photos, it was, okay, take the photo over on this table or move to this dining room table or go here or go there. Now, we just sold the living room furniture. And I went to Walmart, I bought those big white fold-up tables, and we put those in the living room, and then I bought light kits on eBay, and I have that set up. We painted the walls white, and now we have a photo center. The kids grew up, they moved out, it's all about us now. And so we turned our house into simplifying our system so that we can be more productive in our days to make our business run smoother. And so these are the kinds of things that you want to think about. How can I simplify this? What can I do to make this a smoother system? If you realize, boy, my shipping is taking way too long, okay, stop. What little thing, just one little thing, one little change sometimes can make a world of difference and will give you back, remember, $273 in your hour. You want to eliminate things that slow you down and then look for solutions to speed up your process, to speed up your system. And then it just makes your days flow so much easier. And that's how people say, well, how do you juggle it all? Well, I just can't talk. I juggle it all because I'm organized with everything on my timer, my clock, my calendar. Everything's organized so that I'm comfortable with the flow. If I go from listing to consults or whatever I'm doing to go make dinner, I know it all flows. So this is the other thing. You have to be clear to your family and your friends that when you're working, when you're wearing that eBay hat, don't interrupt me. If you're trying to focus, I can remember when I first started and I had just a little area in my family room back in Chicago, and I would tell my kids, now when mommy's over here and at this computer, don't talk to her, don't ask her questions, just wait until I step out of this area. And, you know, it took a little bit of training, but the kids understood, okay, gosh, don't bug mom when she's sitting there. But I learned not to sit there too long because I have to tend to my children. So I would set my kitchen timer to know that I could, you know, had to go tend to help do homework or whatever it was. And also make sure that you have your answering machine on if you're using a landline, or if you're using your smartphone, make sure that you shut that ringer off so that you can truly focus. And when it vibrates, don't peek, don't look at it. Now here's the other number one thing. I told you I live for vacations, and that is my reward. And it's really, really important that you reward yourself. You can reward yourself in simple little ways or big ways. Now, some people will say, well, I can't go do stuff on Facebook because I want to play games and there's things that I want to do. Well, keep those games and those fun kind of things as your reward and say, you know what, until I get 10 eBay listings, then I'm going to go to Facebook, and then I'm going to play my game or whatever you're into. But set that goal for you to get something done and then reward yourself later. My husband and I, we like to go to matinees. So we'll say, okay, honey, let's, and we have to compare calendars and pick a day, like, you know, usually it's a Monday when we're free, and we'll go to an 11 o'clock movie, go get popcorn, do the whole thing, the date, and it's fun to go to a matinee. I don't know if you've tried it, but it's fun, and plus you get great seats. There's usually nobody there. Also, your reward could be shopping. I had a big reward plan. I worked my butt off, and my goal was to get myself a Louis Vuitton. And if I got everything done, I was going right to the Louis Vuitton store, and I was buying it. And I did it. I pulled it off. And that was my reward. A trip, you could, you know, have your trip to England, wherever it is that you've been wanting to go, set that goal for that trip, and then, or mini trips. We like to do mini trips. Next week we're going to St. Augustine. And, you know, okay, we're going to do 3 days here, 2 nights, or wherever you're going to go. It's really fun to have that goal of that little mini trip. And I like to call this nails, hairs, feet, out to eat. Now, you don't have to do those all at once, but it is fun. So I will try to do nails. I'll get my fingernails done, and then I'll save my hair for another treat, my feet out for another treat, and out to eat for another treat. Or you could do them all in one day, nails, hair, feet, out to eat, and go to the movie and shopping and take a trip, and at the end of the day, go online. So you could do all this in one day if you want. It's up to you. But the main thing is that you remember to reward yourself. Okay, a few final words. Get organized, tidy up, clean things up, get your timer method going. Have the timer ready. Those of you that don't have the smartphones, get your kitchen timer in the kitchen. I used to keep the timer by the computer. I would set the timer at the computer for an hour. When that timer went off, I would get up and move. And then I would go to the kitchen, start the dishes or whatever I need to do, laundry, set the timer for an hour. And it was funny, I couldn't wait till that timer went off so I'd get back to the computer. Remember your calendar. Get your calendar organized, and if you want to get even more organized and you're not sure how to do the calendar, I do sell a calendar in my eBay store, and I have it marked down. Actually, you could go in there and make me an offer because it ends April 2016, so we've already missed May and June, so just make me an offer on that calendar, and I have it set up for you already. But you can use any calendar. And then also remember to build your list, and set goals. Set your goals. Simplify. I can remember I used to write the word simplify on a Post-it note, and I would put it in the kitchen. I would put it everywhere because my goal was seriously to simplify everything that I'm doing because I was wasting so much time in the day. So if this is your issue, make sure that you think of ways to simplify. And then also automate. What can you do to automate the system? Is there a way to make this easier? Like I showed you with the RSS feed, that's a great way to automate your marketing and schedule things. And most importantly, make sure that you reward yourself because you are very important in everything that you do because time is money. So if you still have no time, guess what? You can hire me. You can visit my website and book a consulting session, and I will walk you through or brainstorm with you on ways to get your system going to help you save more time, or if you need some more help with setting things up or whatever it is, I am there. So my services do include, of course, consulting, setting up an eBay store, all of those things. And also don't forget to watch your email inbox for a follow-up. So again, my name is Danna Crawford. I'm going to stop the recording now, and then I'm going to go to questions and turn on the webcam. So thank you so much for joining me today, and you will receive the follow-up email with this recording. Those of you that are in the archive, please go to powersellingmom.com/webinar, and feel free to sign up for a future webinar, or go to powersellingmom.com and just check my calendar. Thank you. Now go save some time.